Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 7 in college football. Right now we're talking with Steve from collegefootballwinning.com. He's going to give us a second free pick this week, and this part of the year is when I really start to get interested to hear what Steve has to say about line value in any of these games. In this game, Middle Tennessee State, North Texas, classic game with college football game with possible line value, and I trust Steve's opinion on it. Steve, thanks for being back with us.
Thank you, and thank you for having me back, Peter.
All right, before we get into this game, brag a little bit about collegefootballwinning.com so that people understand why I do trust you so much.
Thank you. I'd be happy to. At collegefootballwinning.com, all we do is college football all year round. I think we're the only such service that offers a 100% money-back guarantee on the entire year. So far, our paid picks are 59.18% against the spread on the season, but most importantly, we're in the third week of our formula picks. There are algorithmic picks, and we're a company founded on picking games algorithmically. They are 68.42% against the spread so far this year in 2013. People want to join us, and we hope they do. We're offering an SBR discount of 20% off of any membership we're offering. All they need to do is put in coupon code SBR20 when they go to collegefootballwinning.com.
All right, well, the game we're going to talk about right now, Middle Tennessee State, North Texas. I mean, this one has algorithm indicated value written all over it, right? North Texas this is another game where the line is actually 6.5 or 7 are both widely available numbers. So again, depending on which side you want here, we will give you the best line for that side. Total is 55, and North Texas, not a bad team. Earlier in the year, they beat Ball State. That's a decent win. They played Ohio pretty tough on the road. That's very impressive. But then again, you look over Middle Tennessee State's record this year, not terrible either. They played some good games as well. So I'm not exactly sure which side you're going to go with here, but whatever it is, I'm going to trust you. What is it, Steve?
Thank you, Peter. Yes, both teams are sort of performing under the radar. So the key here, both algorithmically and qualitatively, is looking at this situation. So here we are. We're looking at, for North Texas, third-year head coach Dan McCarney. He's been around the block. That guy was Iowa State's head coach for a dozen years. But when he first got here to North Texas, he said priority number one is establishing a home field advantage. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what he has done. Those guys are 9-4 straight up at home since he's arrived. And more importantly, for our purposes here, they're a perfect 4-0 against the spread versus FBS teams when they're home favorites. And that's exactly what they are in this position, in this situation. Now, looking at the other side, Middle Tennessee State's head coach, Rick Stockstill, he is perfectly average when it comes to his against the spread record, and he's been there. He's in his 8th year, but not so good against the spread as an away underdog of less than a touchdown. He's winning at a rate of 41.67% against the spread. So, again, we're really looking at the situation, North Texas at home versus Middle Tennessee State playing away. Both of these teams are in the top 5 for forced fumbles and in the top 20 overall in turnover margin, but North Texas is in the top 5 in turnover margin at home. So, once again, situation. Now, there are 2 senior quarterbacks for these teams, so one for each team, and they seem to be heading in opposing or opposite directions, especially in this situation. Middle Tennessee State's Logan Kilgore away so far this year. He's thrown 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, whereas North Texas, their quarterback Derek Thompson at home this year, he's thrown 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He also has a rushing touchdown. In his career at North Texas, it's similar. He's thrown 17 touchdowns to just 7 interceptions versus when he's away, 17 touchdowns, but 19 interceptions. So the guy knows how to play at home. Here's a name people need to know from North Texas, wide receiver, Breland Chancellor. The guy does everything. He's got 4,488 all-purpose yards in his career, and nobody's talking about him. He's number 3 in the country in all-purpose yards versus the FBS this year, 2013. Guy averages over 190 all-purpose yards per game, and he had a 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown versus Georgia at Georgia. This guy's a real deal. Middle Tennessee State is having some offensive line issues. In fact, they have not had the same center in back-to-back games yet this year. Consequently, they are ranked 96th in the country in sacks allowed. In North Texas, they're in the top 40 in getting those sacks versus the FBS. We think North Texas should be favored by just over 10 points in this game. And you can get them, as you said, you can get these guys at -6.5, so just under a touchdown. Given that both teams are proficient in forcing turnovers, and turnovers are absolute game changers, we're not crazy about this side or this line if the North Texas line goes over a touchdown. So definitely get them under a touchdown. And if you can do that, we like the North Texas side and find value there.
All right, I'm sold. Steve from collegefootballwinning.com. Yes, again, 6.5 is a widely available line right now. This is why line shopping is so important. Both 6.5 and 7 are currently widely available numbers on this game. Steve's going to take North Texas -6.5. Thanks, Steve. Talk to you again next week.